Hey friends, if you've heard that all Crockpot dinners are bland and mushy, honey, just hang on. We're going to debunk that myth today. I've got 3 brand new Crockpot dinners that taste like real homestyle cooking. Full of flavor, great texture, made with just 5 or 6 simple ingredients you can grab at any grocery store. And the best part, these are mostly dump and go slow cooker recipes. So you can enjoy this beautiful spring weather while the Crockpot takes care of dinner. I'm Mel, welcome home. Let's get supper started, and this first recipe actually came from one of you guys. Hello friends, today we're going to make us a sausage potato soup in the Crockpot. I'm using a pound of Swaggerty's mild breakfast sausage because that's what my family loves. Now, if you like Italian sausage, by all means, use some ground Italian sausage in here. And if you just have hamburger meat on hand, you can make this with hamburger meat and it'll just be like, sort of like a cheeseburger potato soup. Put some cheese in it. But anyway, I'm browning mine up and I'm doing it inside my Crockpot. Y'all know I love this Ninja 14-in-1 Crockpot that you can sear and saute in. Want to get my sausage cooked all the way through. As my sausage is almost done, I'm going to put in just 1/4 of a huge white onion that I had. I'm going to saute this onion down in here with my sausage until it gets nice and soft. And I said this was a huge onion. A little tip, whenever you get these humongous onions and you just need maybe 1/4 of it like I did, go ahead and chop them up, put them in a freezer bag, and freeze them for whenever you need them later. You can pull them out and fill them right into soups and skillet meals and stuff right from frozen. I like to season as my meat and stuff's heating up. I'm going to use about, probably a tablespoon of this Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. I think seasoning whenever your meat and stuff is cooking up, it helps you bloom out the flavors and the intensity of your seasoning. This is like salt, pepper, garlic. Of course, it has some buttery seasonings. It's got some parsley and some bell pepper seasonings in it too, which I think would be great. But if you just have salt and pepper, I'd use about a teaspoon of salt and pepper each and maybe a teaspoon of some garlic powder. Now I'm going to put in about a big teaspoonful of minced garlic. Saute that around just about 30 seconds. You don't want it to scorch. You just want it to get nice and fragrant smelling. At this point, I'm going to cut the Crockpot off of the saute function and let's add the rest of our ingredients. You know I love using pantry and freezer staple ingredients. I love semi-homemade recipes. We're going to put in 2 pounds of frozen hash brown potatoes, and I prefer the diced ones. And again, if you want a little extra flavor, you can get the ones that have the onions and the peppers in them too, the O'Brien ones. Now for some really good flavor, we're going to use 32 ounces of vegetable broth. Normally you use chicken broth, but this recipe actually came to me from Miss Alma Trummel. You guys in the comments know Miss Alma. She's here. Faithful viewer, such a good friend. And she told me about this soup, and I said, Miss Alma, I've got to make it. So this is her recipe. I may have just added a couple little things of my own to it. Like this can of cream of chicken soup. I don't think Miss Alma had that in her recipe, but I like it in here. And I'm going to add a can of water to it also. Now we're going to put in 8 ounces of chive and onion cream cheese. And that's what really caught my attention with this recipe. She used 16 ounces, but since I'm putting the cream of chicken soup, I'm just going to use 8. Now let's get all of this combined. The cream cheese will melt on down as the soup cooks up. And this will be on my website. Miss Alma said to feel free to put it on my website. If you're ever looking for a recipe, just go down to the description box. And where the timestamps are, the recipes are linked in blue. It takes you to my website. It's safe. You can print the recipes off. You can pin them to your Pinterest board. You can explore other recipes. Sign up for my newsletter. Do whatever you want to do there. There's lots of fun stuff to read. Now, let's get into Crockpot mode. I'm going to cook mine on high for about 4 hours. I'll be here to watch it. If we like ours thick, so I think we're going to be happy with the amount of water we have. If you want it more soupier, you probably need to add a little extra broth. I can't stop eating on that bread long enough to taste my soup. I love that bread. It's so good. Oh, this smells so yummy. Miss Alma, you did us so good, babe. This is delicious. The seasonings are perfect. And I love the chive and onion cream cheese in here. You can really taste all those good little garlicky and onion flavors coming through. So good. I put just a little bit of shredded cheese on the top of mine with some green onions. Give it a little bit more onion flavor. Oh man, this is amazing. And I love the breakfast sausage in it. If you make it with hamburger meat, be sure and chop you up some pickles and put on top. That was something that I heard about cheeseburger soup that was good. And man, I just don't think you can beat this. It was so easy. Perfect. Thank you so much, Miss Alma. Now, friends, that beautiful sourdough bread that I baked up to go with Miss Alma's soup, it actually came from Wild Grain. And if you've never heard of them, well, Wild Grain, they're the best thing since sliced bread. See what I did there? But seriously, Wild Grain is the first ever baked from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, fresh hand-cut pastas, and artisanal pastries. And they deliver it right to your door with free shipping. You just pick the box that fits your lifestyle. They have variety boxes, gluten-free, vegan, even protein boxes. Then choose your favorites from their selections of breads, pastries, pastas, even sauces and butter. And what makes Wild Grain really special is how they make their bread. Their sourdough goes through a slow fermentation process that takes over 20 hours. Compared to many grocery store loaves, they're made in about 20 minutes. No preservatives, no shortcuts, just simple ingredients that you can pronounce. And that slow fermentation process makes it easier on your belly and richer in nutrients and antioxidants. Everything arrives frozen, and when you want fresh bread, you just pop it straight into the oven, no thawing time. And in 25 minutes or less, you've got warm bakery quality bread right at home. And I have to say, we've tried a lot of Wild Grain products now, and at this point, it's really hard to choose a favorite. But I would say for us, the standouts are like the chocolate croissants. I love the ciabatta rolls, the donuts, especially in the fall, and the biscuits. The biscuits are amazing. And the best part for me is I'm not wasting money on bakery bread from the store that's going bad before I even get a chance to use it. Wild Grain is always adding new seasonal items, so there's always something fun to put into your next box. And I love this part. For every box that's ordered, Wild Grain donates 2 meals to a food security nonprofit of your choice at no extra cost. So if you'd like to try Wild Grain for yourself, just click the link in my description box and use code MOMMAMAIL. You'll get $30 off your first box, plus you're going to get these free croissants for life. I just don't have words to tell you how good these flaky croissants are. So grab that link and enjoy this offer. And a big thank you to Wild Grain for continuing to partner with me in my kitchen. Hey friends, today we're going to make a Crockpot meal. We're going to make like a ranch steak tortellini, but it's going to be creamy. We're going to use some heavy cream in it. And I'm using a couple of New York strip steaks that I thawed out from a recent Good Chop order, and I'm cutting mine into cubes. Now, you could use sirloin tips, you could use stew meat. If you've got a small chuck roast, you don't want to make a roast, you want to do something different, this is a perfect meal for this. You just need about 1 pound of meat like this, cut into small cubes. The Crockpot is really going to cook low and slow, and it's going to make whatever cut of meat you use really tender and succulent. Now I'm going to put it right into the crock as my Crockpot, and I'm using a 4-quart Crockpot today. I want a smaller Crockpot because I kind of want things to stay like compact in here. And we're doing it dump and go style today. I'm using 1 envelope of ranch seasoning powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and let's use a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Then I'm just going to take my hand down in here and I am going to rub all of these seasonings into this meat. I mean, we really want to get it coated. You could do this in a big Ziploc bag or something and like that, but I had these gloves and thought I'd just make good use of them today. And I know you guys are going to be shocked I'm not browning my meat. I always say that's just kind of an optional thing. I do like to do it, but you know what? Today I'm not. Now I'm going to pour 1 cup of beef broth right over top of these. I love using these powdered bouillon mixes for chicken and beef broth. Save space in your pantry and you just mix up what you need. I think we need a little butter on top here. I'm just using about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to lay it right over the top. Pop that lid on. I'm going to cook mine on low and I'm going to set a timer back here for 6 hours. And we're going to come back after that, maybe even before that if this is done sooner. Then we'll finish it off with some heavy cream and add in some cheese and tortellini. This is my little adjustable measuring spoon. You guys love this thing. One end does teaspoons and the other one does tablespoons. But somebody asked me a question about this the other day. They said they loved theirs, but they had trouble washing it. Let me show you something that took me a long time to figure out. Is that just pops right out, and that's how you wash it. Mine pops out real easy now because, I mean, it's old. You can see mine's discolored. But anyhow, I just wanted to share that in case anybody else needed that tip. Oh, it is smelling good in here, friends. I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, about 1/2 cup of some shredded Parmesan cheese. You could use the grated kind in the can. Going to give it 1 quick little stir. And now I'm going to put in about 9 ounces of refrigerated tortellini. You have to use the refrigerated kind. If you have the hard kind, you'd need to pre-boil it before you do this. This bag I have is a family size bag, so I'm using about half of it. I'm going to get it stirred in, get my tortellini covered with some of these wonderful juices. Pop the lid back on and just let it cook another 15 to 20 minutes, just until that tortellini is done.
What we got, Mom?
We've got ranch, steak, tortellini, creamy.
Ranch?
Yeah, creamy ranch.
Ranch, steak, creamy, tortellini.
We just break these names up as we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Let's try the meat first. I know it's what you're dying for. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So tender. So tender.
I like that flavor, too.
Well, ranch, garlic, onion powder, Italian seasoning, all the goodies. I did turn my crock pot back up on high for my tortellini. I forgot to tell you that. Just takes about 20 minutes. Just want it to get nice and puffy.
That's good, too.
Flavorful, creamy.
You know me, I'm going back for the steak.
I know you are.
Okay, so how did fog my glasses up?
And there's plenty of beef in here for you.
Good job, Mom. Very good.
I'm glad you like it. I think we get hung up with tortellini thinking that we've got to make tomato-like Italian tomato-y dishes like spaghettis or, that kind of stuff. But,
No, it all pairs well together. No,
I
it's good.
love it. I love it with a cream sauce like this. Had just a couple tablespoons of butter in it. The cheese, the cream, the meat, it all pairs perfectly. And I served it with these new Bird's Eye antioxidant blend vegetables. I'm the only one eating them. But it had broccoli and bell peppers and carrots.
What's antioxidant? I don't know what that means.
Antioxidants are good for your health, good for your heart, good for your brain. Fight cancer cells, I think.
All I know is it tastes good.
Well, I mean, that's the veggies.
Well, I mean, this is good, though.
Yeah, I don't know how many antioxidants is it.
I didn't know antioxidants in this.
It's fight cancer. I don't know. I don't know if there's any antioxidants in this tortellini and steak. But, you gotta do half your plate colorful.
Good job, Mom.
This one cooks up in no time. Y'all are gonna love it. Today, we're gonna make a Poppy Seed Chicken Casserole, but we're making it in the slow cooker. I've made it in the oven a couple of different times. This is my first time doing it in a crock pot. I'm putting in 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This is probably 1.25 pounds, a little bit less than 1.5 pounds, it feels like to me. Now, I'm just going to season this with just a tiny bit of salt because we're going to have a good amount of salt in our little seasonings we're putting in, and some black pepper. Let's start building our little creamy mixture that's going to go on here. I'm using about 1 cup of sour cream. Going to add in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Let's back it down to 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then right into this mixture, I'm going to use about 1.5 teaspoons of poppy seeds, and you can adjust that to your preference. And let's just get all of this mixed together. Now I'm just going to take this wonderful creamy mixture and let's spread it evenly across this chicken. Now I'm just going to pop my crock over into my slow cooker. Let's stick the lid on it, and I'm going to cook mine on high for 3 to 4 hours. You can cook this on low for 6 to 8. And I don't want my topping on here yet because I'm going to do something with my chicken before I top it when it's cooked. My chicken was completely done after 3 hours, so I just cut it over to low and I let it cook another hour just because. And now it's just so tender, I can just shred it right inside the crock pot with my little mixing chop. And I prefer to have mine shredded. If you have like chicken tenderloins, or if you've got your chicken cut up into like little cubes, you can leave it down in here whole and put your topping on just like that. But I just think chicken casserole is a whole lot easier to eat when your chicken is shredded up. So that's what I'm doing now. Once I make sure I've got all my chicken shredded up, I just like to give it a stir and get everything well combined. Then I like to sprinkle my crunchy topping all across the top of this. And this topping is made by taking 1 sleeve of crushed Ritz crackers. I'm gonna add just a little bit more poppy seeds to this. Probably 1/2 teaspoon. Then I'm gonna stir in, starting with like 6 tablespoons of butter. That's usually plenty. You just wanna get it all combined and get all the crackers coated with a little bit of this butter. And I like to take a couple paper towels, and note, I'm putting this on the top of my crock. I'm not putting this in between the heat element and the crock. It's going right on the top. I always worry somebody's gonna set their crock pot on fire, and then I just put my lid on here, and I'm gonna let this sit here for maybe 30 minutes. It may not even take that long. This is gonna absorb any of the moisture that builds up, and it'll help my topping be a little bit more crispy and not soggy. Patrick is not home yet. I might have just heard the car door. I can't wait for him. I can't even wait and set up this camera to film myself doing this taste test. I'm just too hungry for that. Guys, this is delicious. It's a great way to have a hands-off casserole any time of year. Poppy seeds, it's hard to describe the flavor of poppy seeds. They just give it a little something something. It's delicious. And the cracker topping, of course, you could use stuffing if you want to, but I love the cracker topping. And it's just got enough little like crispiness to it. It's not soggy. So yummy. Don't forget to check the description box for all the information about wild grain if you want to give them a try. And friends, thanks so much for watching today. I really appreciate that you choose to spend a little bit of your time here with me. And if you're craving a little bit more, check out this video right here next. I'll see you there. And as always, I send you love from my kitchen.